Hi, I'm Rena and Faith, and I'm here to tell you a story. So, I previously posted in my Instagram and Facebook about a situation that came up this weekend. So, I thought it was a really great idea. I wanted to make sure to do a 5K in December, and so there was a Holiday Express 5K. It was local, not super expensive. Seemed like a great idea when I registered. However, I had the misfortune of picking up somewhere along the way a stomach bug. Don't know where it came from, somewhat immaterial, still experienced all of the fallout from that. So it started about Wednesday night, races on Saturday. And I'm thinking, surely this is going to settle down in time for the race. I could have contacted them, switched it to a virtual, but I was really convinced that I was going to get over this and I would be fine. So I suffered through Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, disastrously, really in terrible pain and discomfort, like really bad stomach cramps, could not eat anything successfully. I was getting to the point where I was legitimately afraid to eat. Like, that's a dark place. And so on Saturday morning, well, being up all night Friday night, just like not feeling great, seemed like, again, maybe this race isn't a great plan, but I've already paid for it. So at minimum, I'm going to need to go and pick up my race bib and try to talk them into giving me the medal so that I can do this virtually some other time where I don't feel like I'm going to die. So that was the plan. I was hard rallying, the mental rally. I can do this. I can do this. I can definitely like put myself together enough to go there and get this. So as the time's clicking by and I'm thinking, well, I need to get there early and I wanted to do my, maybe I could do the race. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. So I'm trying to talk myself into this, like, just suck it up. It'll be more weirdness if you try to ask them for the medal and they're like, you're that guy. I don't know. I'm sure they would have been fine, but I was being weird about it. So my husband is looking at me and like, how are you going to go to a race this morning? It was a very sound observation that I was not okay, and it seemed improbable that a race was really in my best interest or going to be successful. But I persevered. So he says, let me just drive you at least. That way, since you're running kind of late, you'll get there in time. And thank God he did, because honestly, I really would have barely made it. And with the level of like discomfort I was in, I was so distracted, like it would have been ideal for me to be driving, operating heavy machinery under these conditions. Not a great plan either. So good stuff. I am all decked out because it's a race where you're supposed to like dress in, a theme, right? So it's holiday, and I have on my fabulous, I mean, truly, it's fabulous. It's like velvety velour, Santa Claus, like Santa cats all over it, overalls. Can I just say, overalls, being trapped in overalls is truly panic inducing when you have experienced a stomach bug for the last handful of days. And again, I'm not like past it at this point. I am severely dehydrated, so I've got that going for me. But I was not okay. And having overalls on was like, oh my gosh. Am I just setting myself up for failure? I'm thinking I can surely sew the buttons back on if I have to like really hulk my way out of this, if I really get to that state or point. But I put on like running shorts underneath. So if I had to disassemble like publicly, I could. I was really thinking through all of these things. Okay. Most importantly, I had on fabulous Santa Claus earrings that matched. I was going to wear these ones that are like super cute, but they're a little much. And I kept thinking, I'm going to lose my ear hole if I try to run with these oversized earrings. They're super light, but there's a lot to them. And I'm thinking as I'm going, this is going to get messy. Anyways, that's a total different story. So I'm feeling fabulous. At least I look fabulous. I'm probably not feeling fabulous, but I'm coming in with high levels of confidence. It's entirely misguided, but I'm coming in with high levels of confidence. So I get there, my husband drops me off. I'll see you when you're done. So they tell us when we get there, and I saw it in the information ahead of time, there were two routes. You could do a down and back, or you could do a loop. Now here's the thing about this race space. It is along one of the canals off Indian School. And so like it's a great spot for races. 56th Street to 68th, you go down and back. That, I guess, like right around that general vicinity is a 5K. How exciting. I kind of hate the down and back races. Like, they're boring. And with how I was feeling, I was thinking to myself, I might be inclined to ditch out at some point earlier on because I don't feel great and I don't want to be a quitter. So I'll do the loop again. What was I thinking? Okay, so the loop starts on the other side of the canal. And then you go all the way down to 68th, and you go across the bridge, and then you come back. So, like, again, very reasonable. Although I do think we started back further than we should have, considering that we also had to go over the bridge. So that's not, I think we did more than the other people did. But whatever, I'm not judging. I wanted credit. And I'll tell you why I didn't get it. So I start on that side, and I'm thinking to myself, as I've been pep talking this morning, I'm going to be fine. It's fine. And, you know, I could, worst case scenario, I'll just walk it. It's okay. I'll just walk it. Well, here's what I kept thinking. If I walk this, it's going to take longer and I don't feel good. And I don't know what kind of window of time I have before it is like a DEFCON emergency again. So I should jog it. It'll be faster. That was a bad idea. I mean, who knew, right? Who would have guessed that trying to jog while experiencing intense GI distress from an ongoing stomach bug would be a bad idea? I don't know, like everybody except for me. I was convinced I would be fine. So I'm about halfway through, and the stomach cramping is now so aggressive that, like, I'm getting winded. I can't even take a full deep breath. I am in a bad way. And I have to come to terms. I have two options, and there are literally only two. Well, I guess there was a third one, but we won't really pursue that too far. Option 1, continue jogging. Option 2, finish the race. Those two things were mutually exclusive. It was going to be one or the other. Third option, lay down and die. I'm not that girl, so I'm going to do one or the other two, right? So I'm going to keep going. And also, how embarrassing! Like, that is actually mortifying. If I just, like, I can't do anymore, somebody go get my husband. I'm not okay. Oh, the thought of that makes me cringe. Anyways, so I decided walking is what it is. So I look down at my Fitbit. I'm like, well, this is going to really blow my time. As though, okay, and so that's an important caveat. Right as they're getting all set up and they tell us that we've got two options, the loop or the down and back, they mentioned that they are going to medal the top 3 in 15 different age categories. And no kidding, what goes through my head is, I could medal. The delusion. I'm going to blame the dehydration and my lack of sound logic and reasoning, because obviously this is not a PR kind of day or even a meddling kind of day, regardless of PR. But that was in my head. That was a possibility. It was so outside of the realm. But, you know, I was living in the dream, I guess. So as I'm coming just about ready to switch to walking, I look down at my Garmin, and this thing, unbelievable, never started. And I was on top of it. I was like, I made sure to sync it well before I even walked around to get to the other start point, because I've had that problem before where I wait until the last minute and I go to start it and it hasn't synced with my phone, so the GPS isn't reading where I'm actually at, and it's not going to give an accurate reading. And so I'm like, I was so prepared. I swear I pressed the button. But honestly, in my dehydration-induced fog, who knows? I could have just not. Or, I swear I saw the zeros indicating that it was started, but it had not. So I pressed the button, and I'm like, okay, we're good. I'm trucking along. I'm walking pretty fast still, because, like, I'm not jogging, but I still feel like maybe moving will help the cramping be minimized. Again, delusion is real, but, you know, we run with it. Not really. We walk with it. And so then I get over to the water station, and it's so lovely. They have water, and they have candy canes and cookies, and I can't have any of it. I am nervous to take the water because this is the level of stomach bug I have. Sips of water were inducing violent reactions. So this is iffy. I don't know where a restroom is. I've just got roadway on the side of me, but I feel like I should try to sip water. Because again, see previously mentioned, severe dehydration. So I'm continuing down. I look at my watch like, okay, I know I'm over the halfway point, but like how far? I look, my Garmin has died. The battery has died. Now I'm not, I've subjected myself to this ridiculous situation, and I'm not even getting credit for it. Like, I don't know about you, but I am very, very motivated by credit for things. Not in every aspect of my life, but everything fitness. I want credit. Like, yes, my body got the engagement of doing a 5K, whatever. That's not good enough. And also, I got a medal when I finished the race. Did I get happy endorphins? Sure, but I didn't get credit on my Garmin. So later it's going to say like I didn't do as much. Whatever. Again, fine. The world hasn't ended. I realize that, but I wanted credit for the race. I didn't get it. So I thought for sure, well, at least my phone will have been syncing, so it will give me full credit for all of this. It'll continue tracking. Fun fact, it didn't. So, yay. So I continue to persist, and I'm getting lapped by other walkers because I'm starting to slow down. The cramping is getting worse, and I'm like, not a quitter. And honestly, there's really nowhere to quit. Like, I would have had to call my husband and run out alongside the street if I had any chance of like ducking out early. I'm like committed. I'm in the canal. I gotta finish. So the last like 3/4 to half mile is now a slow walk because I'm like, I'm hunched over, like guarding the pain in my stomach and general abdominal area. I'm not in a good space. And I am like sweating now from the pain, not the race, the pain, but you know, keep on keeping on. So I am, I'm near the finish line, and I'm like mortified as I'm looking at the time as it's coming up, and I'm like 48 minutes. I'm like, okay, obviously this was not going to be a great race for me. I'm walking the majority of it, but still, 48 minutes. Are you kidding me? Like, I can't even get out of my head about that. Like, it's so embarrassing. So I crossed the line, and my sweet and wonderful husband is standing there videotaping me. This is the first race in a while that he hasn't run with me and been available to like record me coming through. And I'm thinking, of course it's this one where I'm like the lamest of the lame, hobbling across. I mean, I looked to other people on the video. I looked like I was coming across the line. I was fine, but I am so embarrassed like by my performance. And I'm like, I'm not good. I'm not okay. I need to just like, we got to go. And he goes, no problem. So we're taking off with the dog, and then I decide, you know, well, I've come this far. Let me get my ending photo. Oh, just, you know, the bad decisions continue. But this sweet gentleman comes up behind me, and he's like, hey, great job out there. If it was between you and me, you killed it. I was like, oh, thank you. This is like my worst in a long time race, and I'm so embarrassed. And he's like, I was tracking with you, and I was convincing myself, I'm gonna catch her. I'm gonna get across that line before her. And then you got that last little burst, and I'm thinking, I feel like I was barely moving. But I love that about 5Ks when you're like the collective 5Ks, where you can like pace with someone. You don't have to know them to like be going along with them and use them as an encouragement to keep going. Like, if they're going, I can go. If they keep going, I can keep going. Or you see someone along the way, and it's like, just again, it's like that extra boost, which is really cool. And again, collective activity, it sits different. So anyways, I get the photo, we get to the car, like I'm barely I'm hanging on by a thread. And we're heading home, and I am like, I'm seriously like heating pad as soon as I get home on my abdomen, like, please make the cramping stop. My back is cramping, probably from dehydration, also from being doubled over. I pass out and I sleep through a really unreasonable amount of time before I'm conscious again. And I'm not over this bug yet. So I'm not quite today. I'm not at 24 hours outside of it, but I'm feeling optimistic. I ate actual food today. Here's to hoping it stays where it's supposed to, and I can be done with this, because really not on my bingo card, mid-December, stomach bug, I didn't have it. And so I don't need a free space. Got that lots of other times elsewhere in the year. And so, it was an adventure, and I'm sure none of you are surprised, but I felt like it was important to share this somewhat self-deprecating experience because, you know, when you set a goal for yourself, and it was on my goal list to do a December 5K, I could have just gone out and done one when I wasn't ill. That would have been smart, but I didn't do it because I knew when I wrote it down, my intention was to do one in a collection, like with a group of other people. And so I allowed my goal to drive my decision making more so than common sense. I don't necessarily recommend that. But, so my key takeaways, they're obvious. Do not run or, pursue any meaningful physical activity while you are severely dehydrated and still actively battling a stomach bug. I don't recommend it. It's not a good call. It was all around dumb. So don't. But life-changing is a supportive and encouraging partner who protects you from yourself. Again, he drove me up there. He drove me home. I was not in any condition to do either of those things, and like the sweetest to be there cheering me on as I hobble across the end. I'm sure he stayed close the entire race just to make sure, like, if he had to tap in and like drive me off somewhere, for medical care, because I'm ridiculous and I shouldn't be doing this. But that we didn't need that. So, gold stars for everyone. The race medal, super cute. I don't have it handy, but it was like super adorable, 3-dimensional candy train. So cute. But so that was worth it. Again, I didn't get credit on my Garmin. I guess I will live to see another day, apparently. And hopefully my next race will be in better state of mind, condition, all the rest. That would be delightful. But I checked the box on my goal, so I guess I can count that as a win. And I hope you've enjoyed this, because honestly, the treachery I endured to bring you this story, it feels like it was worth it. So I hope you agree. Come back again and I'll tell you another story. Thanks.